Hello again, du, ich möchte dich heute noch sehen. Ich will dir gegenüberstehen. Viel zu lang war die Zeit.
Jetzt ist für viele die Zeit, den Impfschutz aufzufrischen. Zum Beispiel für Menschen über 60, Vorerkrankte und Menschen in Gesundheitsberufen. Auch für Sie? Lassen Sie sich von Ihrer Ärztin oder Ihrem Arzt beraten. Informationen des Bundesministeriums für Gesundheit unter corona-schutzimpfung.de.
Hey there, so good to have you back in my podcast. It's been a bit more quiet around me in the last 2 or 3 weeks, but only in this English podcast, not in the German podcast. That one is frequently updated. So I was thinking, well, I want to do the next episode in English, which you can listen to right now. I've had the question that came up in, I think, an interview where someone asked, hey, what's like the shortest note, like the shortest sentence, the shortest quote that you pull the most wisdom from? And for me, I was thinking a long time about this question, and for me, the answer clearly right now at this moment is shit happens. That was, by the way, a bird flying into my window. What, universe? What are you doing? Shit happens because if I don't keep in mind that it's normal, that not everything goes right, that it's normal to sometimes be angry, be frustrated, feeling like you failed in doing something, because making a mistake doesn't mean you are a failure, it means you made a mistake. If I'm not okay with all of this, then I'm gonna have feelings that I need to put out, that I need to throw on people. I'm a blamer. I don't know if you know the word from shame and blame and guilt research, but a blamer is a person that whenever something occurs that you don't have control over, where you feel disappointed in life, where you like feel that it's on everyone's agenda to just fuck up your day. When you feel like that, you're gonna put it on other people and you're gonna blame others for that. So shit happens just means that I don't have to go, and that happens in my head immediately. It's something that I don't know, I think I learned because it's one of my needs to know. It's my, controlling stuff. I need to know where things derive from so I don't repeat them. I need to know how to not feel these uncomfortable feelings. That's me trying to control the situation. The opposite is being vulnerable, being aware of that what's happening right now is okay, it's actually okay to make mistakes, to have things fail in order to find out what's not good for you, what's not right for you, how it does not work. Edison tried, I think, I don't know, he said, if I failed 999 out of 1,000 times in inventing the light bulb, then it doesn't mean I made 999 mistakes. It doesn't mean I failed. I just found 999 ways to not invent the light bulb. And I love this way of looking at life and at progress and processes and mistakes, things that we judge as mistakes, because then you find out they're not actually mistakes. They're just ways of discovering yourself, of going through life and finding out what works for you, what serves you, and what does not. And it's so good to find this. And if I'm not aware of, if I don't have this approach towards life, then I'm going to go and I'm going to blame people. Whenever something goes wrong, I need to know whose mistake this was, and I'm going to yell at them. That was me in my lower self, in my, like the unconscious version of Svenja was just going into the world and trying to find the root of every mistake in order to not repeat it. Which I'm doomed to do, by the way. I am an unconscious 3 profile in human design, which means I only learn by trial and error, which includes the errors. And it's so important for me to realize that me making mistakes does not mean I am a mistake. And you probably know the situation. When you're like overwhelmed, things don't work, you're in shame. Let me give you the example of I don't know, filling up your car at the gas station. You know, the tank is full. Display says you're going to pay, I don't know, 60 euros. And you go inside and your card doesn't work. That's shame. I'm not good enough. I suck. I don't know. I'm too stupid to have enough money. Like, I don't have my control over my life. I'm you know, the gremlins in your head. You're in shame. That's shame. I'm not good enough. You go back to your car. You leave stuff there. The last time that happened to me was actually because I forgot the stupid number, which actually I think I was in shame still because I couldn't even remember that stupid number. So I leave my earrings, which are worth, like, I don't know, maybe 400 euros. I left them there. I said, well, you know, if I don't show up again, you can just sell these and you're going to be you're going to have made a good deal. So I left them there and I was so ashamed. I'd go back to my car and my dogs would start barking at someone who would just pass the car and look inside. So they would start barking at people. And I would just tell them to shut up. And I didn't tell. I might have screamed to shut the fuck up, because this time something is not about them. And I had to get my shame out of my system by blaming others. And that's the problem with us blamers. We're always going to pick on the weaker ones. The weaker ones, the ones that cannot stop us in this mode. You know, the only control that we can feel in this moment is to go on weaker ones and punish them for what we are feeling. And that's not okay. So you probably do have in mind 1 or 2 situations where something similar happened to you, where you just try, you know, to not feel the shame, to not feel those feelings that are inside you. Like, it's so normal in our society to go outside, to meet people, and to just talk about all the things that don't work and whose fault is what and where people fail and why we are not okay, instead of just, you know, having conversations about how awesome life is. No, we blame and shame ourselves. We do the negative self-talk. I mean, there are 2 kinds of people. The ones that blame others and the ones that blame themselves constantly. Because that's what our mind... I'm not going to say it's what our minds are built for, but it's what we use them for. Like, we need to explain situations in order to keep control over them. So that's what we're doing. And they're the ones that, you know, externalize it. Like, I'm going to blame other people for me feeling bad, which is what I do. And then there are those people who always blame themselves. And maybe you're one of those. I call it internalizing the blame. And none of these 2 approaches are okay. You're either going to hurt yourself or you're going to hurt the ones that you love, or the ones that cannot defend themselves in that moment. So how do you approach that feeling? Are you a blamer to others? Are you blaming others, or are you blaming yourself? And I think, just like in all the other aspects of our lives, it's all about the balance. It's all about the moment, realizing, it's about mindfulness, realizing what you're doing in that moment, what's happening, and then to have your cognition beat your your being reactive, not reacting to that impulse by acting upon it, but realizing that it's there and realizing what you're doing in that moment, and then deciding, okay, whose fault is this really? And there's I don't know, I think it's called the non-blame approach, or the no-blame approach. Comes from Japanese building companies. The idea behind it is that whenever something goes wrong, it's no one's fault, because always it's like a chain of things going wrong until failure happens. So it's so multi-level that you can never actually find out. I mean, it's no one's and everyone's fault. So why spend time blaming and shaming and firing people, instead of just saying, okay, how are we going to deal with this in the future? What are we going to do differently? And that's what I want to pass on to you, because it has helped me a lot as the second step after realizing shit happens. It's no one's fault. It's not my fault. It's not their fault. It's just the way it is. It's just this. The emotional reactiveness is immediately stopped in that moment, because nothing good derives from being emotionally reactive to shame. No. It's so important to feel it, but not to act upon it, because whenever shame happens, you're in trauma mode anyways. Nothing. You're gonna be acting like a little child in that moment, and it's not gonna serve anyone. So what helped me in the first step is realizing what I'm doing, and the second step is finding, okay, now what am I gonna do the next time? Like, how can I approach the situation? How can I learn from what has gone wrong here? I mean, it probably has gone exactly right, because there's always reasons why things don't work out, and we will never be able to see through and understand the ways of the universe fully. But how can I prevent myself from being disappointed in me and in the world in the future? So what can I do? I don't know, just write down the stupid number and hide it somewhere in the car. Don't know. But yeah, what do I want to do differently next time? Or if there's nothing I can do differently, how can I be okay with what has happened? How can I be good with myself, instead of that, blaming myself, that negative self-talk about how stupid I am and who does that? And instead of doing that, turning towards shit happens, babe. It happens. And that's fine. It's fine that shit happens. Be okay with you processing the world, with the progress you're making through your life. We learn from mistakes. Mistakes are your friends. You learn from them. You learn who you are not and who you don't want to be, and how you don't want to communicate. As long as you have this approach towards mistakes, they do have their purpose, and they're not going to bring you down. It all depends upon you and your behavior and your intention of wanting to use your mistakes in a clever way, which you can always choose. It's always your choice. So yeah, let me know if you like. I'm on Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram, follow my little tiny pieces of advice on Instagram. You find me there, and just let me know under the feed. I think I will make a posting about this episode, so you can just drop me a comment or a message about whether you are an external blamer or an internal blamer, which I'm very interested in, because I'm always like collecting my own data with people, and I'm so interested in how you deal with life, how you deal with your shame and your guilt and everything that comes up. So yeah, just get in contact. I would love that. Okay, so I'm gonna be off to vocal coaching now. You have the best day ever, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna meet again here soon. So see you soon. Bye.
Hello again. Du, ich möchte dich heute noch sehen. Ich will dir gegenüberstehen. Viel zu lang war die Zeit.
Jetzt ist für viele die Zeit, den Impfschutz aufzufrischen. Zum Beispiel für Menschen über 60, Vorerkrankte und Menschen in Gesundheitsberufen. Auch für Sie? Lassen Sie sich von Ihrer Ärztin oder Ihrem Arzt beraten. Informationen des Bundesministeriums für Gesundheit unter corona-schutzimpfung.de